Now that you have set your tape, one thing I do like to keep in mind is to make sure that you keep this tape aligned with the edge, especially on the outside of your material. As far as the middle, just keep it tight to the inside. There is going to be a little overhang, but it will not hurt you. This imperfection will hurt you if you let it go. So now that we're right here, we want to grab our sheet of glass and you want to dry fit it. The reason you want to dry fit it, of course, to make sure that it fits, that you won't have to shim or go any other way. And also because when you set this, it is not coming off. So we like to use a box cutter, any type of knife. Barely peel it, sometimes it gets a little tough. It's not easy. Take your time in peeling it. If you see that it's coming off, it might be because you didn't clean it well enough, or sometimes it just needs to be put back and put more pressure on the tape to get it to sit back where you need it. When you're going down, it's a good idea to pre-cut right here with your box base so that you can rip it off. Now that you're back on your glass, there's no turning back once you stick it on there. So we like to set it on the bottom. Remember, if we needed to shim it at the beginning when we dry fitted it, we could have put the shim right here that we can cut off. Set it on there, dry it, and stick it. It's best to have two guys. You get another suction cup on the back side, one guy in the front of it, let him pull against it. Because it's a mock-up, I'm going to be holding here, but if it was holding onto your wall, you would actually push on here. Just make sure to keep it as clean as possible where there's no air bubbles. It's almost impossible to take all the air bubbles out, but just try to work them out by pulling on it on the back side. As far as the middle goes, your middle, you gotta have a better accurate measurement. Therefore, that's the reason I say to make sure to polish all your edges on design one, especially when it got to do with the middle, to accommodate any tolerance problems that may occur. You do the same thing, dry fit it. Make sure that it's sitting right, pull it back off, take off your tape, and repeat the process. Now that we've finished our design one sidelite, we only attach two glass for training purposes. Now it's time to put on our face trim. By doing your face trim, you always want to start on the outside edges. You're going to measure from the bottom to the top. And in your box you'll find your DES 004. It's our trim. This trim will be attached to the side. But before doing that, we need to get it prepped, clean, and taped with our blue 3/8 tape, known as bumper tape. Same as you did on the material on the glass. We like to use fuel, clean just the edges on the face of it where you're going to attach the tape. Next, you get your tape and you set it on the very edge. Set it on the very edge and then follow it down, keeping it consistent. If you happen to mess up, you can peel back. This is just a bumper tape. It's not to hold its structure. You just run it all the way down your edge. And you take your knife, your specific knife or any kind of knife, cut the edge off, and now you're ready to attach to your frame. These are going to be the required tools to snap in your face trim. So you'll get attachment on the side over there. Like we did before on the other side, so you can attach your tape, your bumper tape. solid fuel, you clean the edges of your glass. Mainly where you're going to put it at first. Let it dry a little. Then you want to grab your block of wood. We like to put a little angle. Do take whenever you have this situation, you're going to have it tied into sheetrock. Because for example, it still helps out to get into the back end so that your nib can snap in to the channel. So, peel just a little bit. Make sure that it's lined up like any other trim. Get it locked in, squeeze it a little bit. Bang is going to help you on that side. And if you have your sheetrock here, of course you cannot do that. You want to go ahead and use your 45 angle, set it from that corner, and snap it in as you go all the way down. Finish our face trim on our outside. Then you do your vertical. If you have a single vertical or if you have a double vertical, you want to start with your verticals first. Measuring from the top of the trim to the bottom of the trim. We'll be cutting our DES 005, our T-compression. Like the other one, to apply to that, you have to clean it again. You want to clean the edges because you're gonna attach your 3/8 blue tape to the edge of this. After it's clean, same process as you do the other tape. You want to start at one corner. Keep it flush and keep it to the edge. Keep it to the edge. Cut it flush. Repeat the same process on the other side, then you'll be ready to install it. Grab both sides of the tape. One thing to take account, if you look that we left a gap without touching the inside, the reason for that is when you go to put it in, you need space for these nibs to go in between the tape. Everything is, we use the fuel, wet your rag, and give it a good cleaning on the glass that you're going to put. Doesn't matter if it goes all the way down, you wipe it all the way down. Then before peeling your tape, go ahead and give it a dry fit. And once you know that it's going to fit proper, go ahead and pull it out, remove both pieces of tape. There you go. Make sure it's cut at the bottom. Stick it in. It goes in between here. It falls in there. Slide it back. Push it. Before you get to the end spot, then you compress it. Then you want to grab your block of wood and mount it. You go all the way down so it lines up and flushes out for you. After compressing your verticals, you're ready to measure from the edge of this to the edge of the trim. Get your full measurement. Cut it out, still using your DES 005. Applying the tape the same way. Doing the same thing. Pushing it in. Make sure it works. Pulling it out. Taking off the tape. Wiping your glass clean on both sides. Grab a piece of trim. Snap it in. If need to, it doesn't have to go all the way first right now. Just enough to attach the glass. Later on you'll see how we compress it by adding screws on the back side. is complete. Design one sidelite. Everything smooth. Keep it tight with the gaps. Looking good. You still have to do the backside, screw it, and enter our caps on the next video. Now we're on the backside of our design one more light. These clips do not belong here. First and foremost, this is just for the mock-up. So this will be shown when you finish this out in the field. What we'll be showing you is how we attach our DES 005, the one we just applied on the front side. We use our ST3601 screws. It's like a self-tapper and flat. They're going to be drilled on the back side, screwing, catching our 005 to the front side. So as we start, you have somebody hold it on the back side, and you continue to go up. What that does, it compresses the glass, and you'll continue on filling it in. After attaching our 05, compressing them with our screws, we went ahead and put our face in. Our DES 006. It's our last end cap to apply on here. You'll measure from the top of the bottom trim, third piece, to the bottom of the starter piece. Get your measurement, cut it, set it in there. Make sure you're tight on each end. You're going to have to notch out for your horizontal clips. You can barely see them, but they are in the way. Right there and on this side. So you're going to have to mark both sides. Unlike this side, it was only on one side. You just mark on that side. So you get it, set it. Get your marks where they go. Do the other side the same way. Pull it off and you're ready to go snip.